always do this. I like, look at my watch, you guys. I just charged this like not that long ago too. It was 100%. Now it drains. Anytime I do anything with the fairies, I swear to God, my battery drains. On my phone it drained. Now it's on my little watch as well. So the moon phases have a lot to do with the changes, what's happening in your life. So especially when you're noticing that your period's changing, okay? When your period's changing with the moon is because it depends on what's going on, what you need to do with that moon energy during that cycle, okay? So usually when you think about lunar energy and you think about your period, right, you're releasing things, so that's like, a lot of people have different theories, but I feel like when you are synced up with that lunar cycle, you gotta look into what you need to do with that lunar cycle, okay? So that happens to me a lot. Like in the spring after the equinox, it changed. Mine did too. So that's what it is. Yes, I was on J-Lo. Yeah, I was on for a while. Okay, there we go. Okay, there, now I can see you guys. Okay, so yeah, so that's what it is. It's just telling you, concentrate on this lunar cycle's energy. What can you do with this lunar cycle? So it's kind of like, it gives you the little hints, you know, like you're syncing up with this lunar cycle, there's a reason why. Okay, so that's what I believe. Yeah. Hi girls. Hello ladies. Okay, Tara, you're next. I'm like, my battery drained. I was like, oh shit. Tara's next. Okay. And then we're gonna do you, J-Lo, okay? Since you're here. Okay, let's see, Tara. Ooh. We have temptation. So this is not necessarily coming for you, but it's people around you. So what I'm hearing is there are a lot of temptations for you to tell people off, for one, but the people around you have issues with self-control, okay? And so unfortunately they seek you when they're in a bind, right? And so you might be tempted to be like, fuck off. Or you might be tempted to actually give into what they want from you, right? So that you could just be like, whatever, get out of my face, like I don't want to hear it, here you go, here, whatever, leave me alone, right? So they're saying there's a very fine line that you need to walk, and you need to make sure that you are not feeling that pull from them, that they desire energy from you or any type of exchange from you, okay? So that's what it is. It's like don't be tempted to reduce yourself to their level. Don't be tempted to just give into what they want so they can leave you alone either, right? It's really important, okay? Because it's like I said, it's the people around you. It's just the influence of the people around you that are constantly bothering you or trying to tap at your energy, and you're just like, oh, like I feel very uncomfortable, leave me alone, and so that's what it is. It's like that you get really frustrated. But they're saying, just chill out, just keep your mind, don't get frustrated with them, because they don't know any, like they do know better, but they really don't know you in the way that they should, in the way that they are testing you, right? They're testing everything because they think, oh, look at her, I've known her since she was a little girl, and so she's this sweet little girl that'll do anything and everything for me, so if I ask her, she's gonna do it, right? So they have that mindset still, but they, like, because you keep putting up boundaries, they're gonna still keep at it. They're going to still try to break those boundaries with you, right? Yeah, no, the battery drains so badly. Like, I even have my watch batteries like super dead almost. Like, every time I work with fairies and energy like that, it drains everything. All day, trying to remain calm. Okay, yeah. So just what the fairies are saying is like exercise breathing and counting, right? Count like your toes if you have sandals on, you know, because it's hot right now. Count your toes. It's like whenever you hear somebody talking or trying to talk to you or have a message or anything like that, or you heard something that someone was saying about you, just be like 1, 2, 3, 4. You know, like count your hand, your fingers, like do some mindful exercises to be present and to even watch your breathing and things like that, and just be like, I release this energy from myself. This doesn't belong to me. I release it back to whomever it is that this belongs to. You know, just say it like that, even though you know exactly who it is. Just be like, release this back to them. I release this back to them. And then especially right here, Tara, I'm feeling like that there's a lot of going on in the heart space, a lot of like poking and in the back as well. So there's a lot of the attempts of in so many ways using your kindness or using your love for them against you, right? Like to manipulate you. That's what that energy represents, the manipulative nature of these people, trying to tempt you or trying to lure you back or trying to make you, you know, give them what they want. That's what that is. Okay, all right, so oh yeah, I think that's everybody, Tara. I don't know if you were here earlier. I was explaining how exhausted I was, without even having it. What the fuck's going on, right? And that's definitely a physical symptom of what's going on with the lunar cycles right now in that eclipse. It's a feminine healing eclipse, right? It's feminine healing energy with the moon in Scorpio, and so it does get very draining at times, you know, and sleepless nights sometimes, or just chaos reigns. Okay, but yeah, so just be mindful of that. Joe, yes, I am a Toltec healer. Oh, Don Miguel. Oh yeah, they have their own philosophy on Toltec shamanism. I have a different philosophy. There's depending on how you were raised, your family lineage, or where you are in Mexico, where you're from in Mexico, we have different traditions. Mine is a combination of curanderismo, and we native, you know, healing methods and herbs and things like that. They're more about philosophy. Like, it's more in their philosophy. It's more of a combination of when I read, like, I didn't read their book, but I kind of like seeing a synopsis of them. Their philosophy is more Eastern. It's more philosophical than healing, I would say, because with us it's more healing, physical healing that has to happen, as well as spiritual healing. Like, we take care of the spirit and we take care of the body, so it's very different. Very different philosophies, which you know, can address different things within the person. But yeah, so they're of a different philosophy in Toltec shamanism, as well as other people who are Toltec shamans have different perspectives. Like, for example, when I was initiated, I had two initiated teachers. It was one who was Native American from South Dakota, and he lives in Arizona, but he lived in Mexico for a very long time, and he was you know, initiator. He was what we call a wise man, or a holy man. They don't call them shamans in Native American, but he has Toltec tradition as well, because he was initiated as a Toltec. shaman, and so he taught me Native American traditions as well as the Toltec philosophies. And then I have another one who I went to in Mexico as well, who is more Toltec, but also a combination of Eastern philosophy as well as European belief in, you know, belief in Celtic lore, things like that. And so there's a mixture of that as well. And then, of course, with my family lineage, it's curanderismo, which is healers, where we use herbs, tinctures, food, as well as actual physical body healing to help people, and spiritual as well. Like we do limpias, which is cleansings and purifying of the spirit in the physical body. So there's a lot of that. There's different ones, and I met, I guess, didn't really meet them, but I heard about was one client that asked me if I do this because I guess they ran into someone who does this, exorcisms or whatever, and I was like, that's not really a part of my tradition. Like, if you believe it, you believe it, right? I don't really believe in exorcism because I don't think I think sometimes people just have mental health issues, right, that they haven't dealt with, and it has a lot to do with, you know, issues as a kid, trauma that has manifested in that way. It also has a lot to do with physical injuries to the brain, and so that can make it seem like a person's possessed, you know, and it can make it seem like people are just out of control, because they are. Because in the brain, you know, especially like in the frontal cortex and stuff like that, and then you have damage to the frontal lobe, and then you have damage in the spinal column, it can manifest as being out of control, because there's no control, right? And so, because they can't control it. They really can't. Like, even if they go to an exorcist, even if they go to a healer, it has to be physical healing that has to happen in the brain in order for that brain to work properly again, you know. And you know, if you've ever met someone who had a brain injury, you will see that the brain injury causes bipolar disorder. It can cause schizophrenia. It can cause all kinds of things, because it's not, the neurons are not firing correctly, because they're broken, right? So they have to physically heal the brain to get back to normal, or to a normalcy that doesn't cause too much problems with them, you know. And so that's what we see a differences in philosophy. Because I'm going into psychology. I'm actually almost done with my master's degree in clinical counseling. And then I'm interested in neuropsychology because I want to fix the brain. I want to help people who have brain injuries, help them understand that they can heal that, you know. They can heal that. Yeah, Tourette's. Yeah, you can't control it. That's also dysfunction. Yeah, in the brain, unfortunately. Yeah. Yeah. So I don't believe in exorcisms, because I'm not religious in that way. Like, I've not been. My mom was Catholic, but no. No one else was. So that word itself comes from that belief system. In Mesoamerican philosophy, we didn't have exorcists, stuff like that. We knew duality existed in people. We knew that there was good and bad in people, and we helped them to balance the good and bad, right? Just like in Native American medicine, there's a you know, there's a white wolf and there's a black wolf. That's the duality, right? And so we know that happens. And so if one of them is overcoming the other one, that is what we try to balance, okay? And that's our belief. But everything else is religion. You know, my mom was Catholic, or she tried to be, but it never really worked out for her either. So our belief is more of a, like, okay, what's the physical ailment? Let's see what you're physically going through, and let's see what's emotionally attached to that. Yeah, because you're doing it, blue flame, because your religion is based on that belief. So therefore, you're gonna witness things that are gonna make your belief more concrete, if that makes sense, right? We align ourselves to what we believe. We create the circumstances with our alignments in our belief systems to witness certain things. So I don't align myself with Christianity, so I don't, because I don't believe in it, because it's not how I was raised. But if you're a Christian person and you believe in Christianity and you align yourself in Christianity thoughts and beliefs, then you will witness this happen. It'll manifest because you are the manifester of that belief. You contribute to your power. You're so powerful. You contribute to and you confirm your beliefs. Okay. And that's how it works with people in the spiritual world as well. If they believe in negative entities can take over their body, then they manifest that and they experience that themselves to solidify their beliefs, because they are the ones who are perfectly powerful enough to do that, you know? So that's what it is. So if you believe in that, you will experience that, you know, you'll experience it, that path. But I don't. And I see more physical ailments than anything. I've been in medical facilities. I've seen physical ailments too. So I believe more in balance that's needed with the mind and the body. And of course the spirit has to be incorporated with it. I don't give excuses to spirits. Like, I don't think spirits are that powerful. You know, I really don't. Yeah, J-Lo. Yeah, yeah, exactly. You're a pastor. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so I believe in my power to overcome any obstacle, and I believe everybody can as well. Giving power back to you can solidify what you experience as well. Yes, there is a creator of the cosmos and things like that, but I don't, to me, I don't really stop to and label people in that way. Like, I don't like to give power to that type of mindset that anything can overcome you, when it's untrue. In my experience, it's untrue, because I've had people who in my life were the same way, that they believe an entity can overcome you, and an entity can you know, manipulate you and do crazy shit to you, and unfortunately, because of that belief, it caused like schizophrenia in them, and then it caused like all kinds of different medical ailments and things like that, because they so full-heartedly believed that they had no power or control over their bodies or their spirit or their soul, or, you know, things like that. And so that, it's like, has a ripple effect, has a negative effect eventually in with the people around them too. So that's why I've seen that too, like with people. And so I'm just like, yeah, well, you know, I don't really see it, but maybe you do, because you believe so much in it that you're manifesting it. So yes, it does happen. You know, it does happen to people. The belief is so strong. People are so good at manifesting. They don't realize how good they are, that they create these things too. You know, these experiences too. Yeah, Christianity does not. Yeah, I think that's in so many ways. I think with religion, it just, that's why a lot of people are going away from it. I've actually seen this, where when people believe in certain religions, they go away from it because they've been thwarted, or they've been labeled, or they've been misunderstood, or they've been put in a box, and, you know, things like that. And so I think a lot of people, it's good for you to believe in something. Yes, that's great. But it's not good when you force it upon other people, right? So I think that's what it is, that people are staying away from religion because they're being forced into it, or they're being forced to believe certain things that are limiting. Like, when I remember when my mom took me to church as a kid, first of all, Catholics are the worst ones. No offense to any Catholics watching, but they're the worst ones. They make you feel guilty even as soon as you're born. You're a sinner, right? So it's just like, fuck, like I am a piece of shit as soon as I'm born, right? And so that's what they make you think. They make you think, like some churches, I'm not saying all Catholic church, but the church that I went to, that's the belief. That was the belief that they were preaching, that I was a sinner as soon as I was born, that I was a piece of shit kid, you know? And I was like, what the fuck? You know? And so I was so fucking like confused, because I'm just like, how am I, what, how am I evil, you know? Like, and so it's like, but people in the church believed it wholeheartedly, that they will force their kids to stand up and confess, like to the priest, I am sorry that I was bad, and I didn't pick up my room right away as soon as my mom told me to pick up my room. I'm a sinner, you know? And I'm just like, damn, that's fucked up. And I remember my mom looking at me and saying, that's you, you know? And I'm just like, what the fuck? Shit. Shit. So I was just like, fuck, I hate this church. I was like, damn. But yeah, so that's what my experience was too. And then I saw, of course, people who were really, really into the church, believing, you know, that little kids have the ability to be sinners. You know, so bad. Like, you can't tell a child that they're evil as soon as they were born. Like, that's fucked up. But yeah, that was my experience as a kid. I was like, fuck this, I'm not going back. But it's different, you know. I've gotten to, like, for example, my family, my fiance, he's Christian, non-denominational, right? And his church is not like that at all. Like, they don't even they just talk about, like, you know, the Bible or whatever. You know, they read the verses and things like that and then have a conversation. And they don't really do all that stuff, because, like, I'm like, if he really was hardcore, like, into, like, oh, I would be a fucking, like, a pagan to him, and, like, I should be burned at a stake, you know? Like he would tell, you know what I mean? Like, he would say stuff like that, but he doesn't, because he doesn't believe, you know, the way that other people believe. So that's why it's a difference in philosophy, in theology, based on what churches you go to too, you know. It's very different. They're very different for people, like, out here, like, they're cool, you know. Like, they're chill, they're cool. Yeah, because he's had spiritual experiences since he was a kid, you know. He's had, like, encounters and things like that, and so he's even seen spaceships, you know, like in the sky. He's like, oh shit, you know. And so he believes in the spiritual stuff, and he believes that these things are true. But he is, you know, he is a Christian. Like, he says he's a Christian, but I don't, his definition of Christianity is way different than what I've experienced, you know. Yes, when I go with my sister, they always ask me. I say no. They start, but why now? Yes, because they want you to feel low, so you give them your money and keep you in. Yeah, exactly. And it's like, fear mongering works for a lot of people, unfortunately, you know. That's why they want to disempower you, right? Because you have these abilities, this complete power over your life, right? Over, you have a say over what you want in your life, who you want in your life, what direction you want to take it, right? And then religion will tell you, no, you don't. like no, no, that's not the plan, you know. Or some people would say that, not all religions, you know. Like, some people would tell you, no, you're a sinner, no, you're going to hell. But yeah, so that's what it is. And so my point of view is that every single person has a say of whether they want to experience that reality or not, right? So you have a say whether you want to experience exorcisms or not. You have a say whether you want to experience negative entities around you or not. You have a say whether you want to experience like fairies in your life or not, you know. So you have a say. You have a say because it's your belief. You're powerful creator. You manifest things too to teach you about that power, about what you are truly, which is, you know, a manifestation of creator in the physical realm, right? Because that's what we are. We are seeds of the creator in the physical realm, because creator decided to seed itself, to experience itself physically through us, through whatever them, us, yeah. Not really separate, it's just the physical body that we think it's, you know, separate and stuff like that. So that's what it is. And so if people believe in ghosts, then they'll see, like, it's not necessarily that they'll see ghosts, it's just that they'll experience it even more, right? Like if they have it in their mind that they're here to exorcise demons from a person, then they'll experience that. If they have it set in their mind that they're here to be portal keepers for the dead, then they'll experience that, you know. And it usually starts in childhood, you know. And so you're definitely in alignment with that. That's why you experience that, because you are that powerful that you're like, yeah, let me exercise this stuff or whatever. So, but me, I'm like, you're just like, I just look at people's physical body because I feel their physical ailments right away. And then I'm like, okay, take this, and let's do a quick energy clearing, okay? And then continue to do energy clearing for yourself. Continue to improve your health, and you'll be good. Your mom grew up Catholic, Denise? She raised us to follow our heart and with some Catholic traditions. That's good. No, not my mom. My mom was like, the fear of God. That was just at the beginning of the, you know what I mean? Because she was in fear too. She was afraid, so she had to. It's not necessarily that she wanted to. She did have a lot of fear because of her experiences, you know. Traditionally speaking, she is highly psychic, and she denies that. You know, she denied it for a very long time, and so that's why she moved to religion, because that was a way to ground herself, right? To ground herself and not feel out of control, because she felt that her experiences in the spiritual reality were out of control. So, and that makes perfect sense. All right, so J-Lo, you're making chocolate chip cookies. Yummy. J-Lo, we have Magical Gateway for you. Magical Gateway. So this one is shifting in reality, shifting timelines. I don't know if you are aware, but the fairies are like, she's a timeline hopper. I don't know if you're aware of this. So whenever you're doing something and you're just like, okay, I want this to go by faster. I want the clock to turn from 3 to 5. And all of a sudden, in a blink of an eye, it's 5 o'clock, and you're like, oh shit! You're like, damn, that shit fucking worked. So that's what it is. You work with the time, with Saturn energy, right? Saturn is the lord of the time or the father time or whatever. So that's what it is. And so right now, your Saturn energy is definitely allowing you access to a different timeline, okay? To the timeline that you prefer the most. And so when you're noticing these things, just think about, this is a perfect timeline. This is a perfect timeline. Okay, like right away. Just like, this is the perfect timeline for me. This is the perfect time. Because sometimes you forget, like you're just like, what the fuck happened? I feel weird. What the hell happened? You know? So just say that. Just remember yourself to ground yourself in that timeline. This is the perfect timeline. This is the perfect timeline. So yeah. So that's what they want you to do. Okay. When I have classes, I'm like, what the heck? On the streets too. You learned. Oh, he's like, you learned voodoo and saints, Catholic, and like. Oh, okay. Well, yeah, you're like your family's from the Caribbean, right? Big voodoo out there, big time. Oh, Denise, like my mom has bad experience with the Catholic Church, why she chose to let us decide on our own. Oh, that's good. Yeah, that's a good mom right there, for sure. Like I told my daughter, like she's in a private school right now that's Lutheran, Christian, Lutheran belief system. It's similar to Catholicism, but it's different. um, and I told her, if you like that, go ahead and do whatever you want. If you really believe in it, go ahead. But she likes to do rituals instead. She likes to do lunar rituals with me, so she loves it. She's like, "We're doing. I got a new moon today, mom," or we got a full moon today, mom. Like, what are we gonna do? What are we gonna do? And so she's into that instead. And I teach her. When she asks, I don't force her to learn any of that stuff. Like I tell her, I'm like, if you really want to do this, I could teach you, but it's up to you. And I told her, I was like, there's nothing wrong with you believing in Christianity if you want, if you really believe in it. And she's like, nah. She's like, it's good to know. Let's see, Jayla says, yeah, she's Puerto Rican. Yes, okay, that makes sense then. The voodoo traditions, the island traditions. Okay, one more. Denise. Your Tara's like my oldest, like ceremonies. It's so funny. Every time I have a session with you, Tara, it's like one of your kids is always like, what's going on? What's going on? How come I'm not a part of this? Oh, good night, Michi. Okay, Denise, let's do yours. And then I gotta get off of here because my daughter's like waiting for us. It's like, hello, we gotta finish our rituals. Okay, here we go for you, Denise. Healing, the healing fairy. So this is about a time for you to give and receive healing. Okay, so healing for yourself, but also healing, helping and assisting others with their healing. It could be a possibility that you are transitioning into becoming more of a person that's out there healing wise, where you're testing your abilities, where you're sharing your abilities with the world. It could be a possibility that you are working with people who are experiencing ailments, okay, and then you're like, I just know exactly what to tell them to heal themselves, and it might be triggering that. It might be triggering this remembering of your healing abilities, of remembering, oh, this plant is good for that, this is good for that, that is good for that. Oh, they need to, I heard they need to go exercise, or I heard they need to change their diet, I heard that they need to leave that man, like little things like that, which are little insights, right, for your natural abilities. And so the fairies are saying it's time for you to start working with your natural abilities at a more larger scale, meaning that you start providing services to others. And of course, it takes time to establish that, but first you gotta do your own, right? You gotta do your own self-healing work, as well as make sure that you are able to assist other people in that manner too. Okay, so that's what the fairies are saying. It's time for you to learn more or share more. You have been getting pushed in that direction. Oh, that's good. Yeah, that it's time. So yeah, anyway, if you guys are interested in, I am starting a new course in Toltec shamanism this September, and it's going to be all online for a year, and we're going to have a retreat, initiation retreat in this time it's going to be in California, in Mount Shasta, next year in September as well. So if you guys are interested in that, let me know. Email me, StariAri333@gmail.com. We have a monthly subscription, and we do lesson plans over Zoom bi-weekly, and sometimes I sneak in some extra lessons because you're gonna learn astrology, you're gonna learn fixed star astrology, Western astrology, Aztec horoscopes, how to read the Aztec calendar, learn about your day signs and what the energy of your day sign means and represents for you, for your path. And you're going to learn energy healing techniques, herbology, so how to work with herbs to heal someone physically, like how to make salves, how to make oils, how to make teas, how to incorporate certain herbs in your food, as well as you're going to learn what's the other thing, Tara? Oh yeah, so you're gonna learn how to heighten your psychic awareness, how to open up your third eye, and how to work in that capacity, as well as mediumship. Teaching you mediumship and how to work as a medium. And then learn about energy work and how to do medical intuition, which is what I do. And learn how to train your body to understand and receive insights on people and their physical ailments, because that's what a Toltec shaman does. And then, of course, herbs that apply to healing the physical body and da 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 da. And then you're gonna learn what's the other thing? So you're gonna learn Toltec shaman wisdom. You're gonna learn curanderismo. You're gonna learn how to purify people's energies, how to smudge people. You're gonna learn about sacred herbs and how to do rituals and ceremonies, and you know, all that good stuff. So that's exactly what I do. And if you guys are interested, email me, okay? I just decided to make rose water yesterday out of nowhere. Oh, yay! Oh, okay, Denise. Awesome. I'm looking forward to your email. You're Tara about to leave. Yeah, so we have our initiation for this these past initiates. It's going to be in Sedona this year for the people who have been in my program for over a year. So thank you again, you guys, for walking the path with me. It's going to be exciting. It's going to be in Sedona, but it's going to be in June, so it's going to be kind of hot. So just FYI. Oh no, this is just an initial one. The step up would be the email that I sent you, Tara. That would be like from my mentor. The one, if you go to Mexico, or if you go to, for example, in the United States, to one of his retreats, that would be a step up from what you're learning with me. But he does a quick teaching. It's like a 3-day thing, and then the Mexico one is super, I would say it's very important for anyone who is in the Toltec path to actually do, because there is an intense sweat lodge in the traditions of the South Dakotans, Native Americans, that he does with the actual Native Americans. And then of course we have a version of it in Mexico, which is called a Temazcal, and that's another version of the sweat lodge, but it's not as intense as the one from South Dakota. So I would highly recommend that to anybody. And then of course we have our death rituals, which is we bury ourselves in the earth, and we release everything, our burdens, to the earth mother. And that's another ritual that we do for the Toltec initiation. So I would say that's more intense, way more intense than what I'm because I'm just teaching, you know, basics and stuff, and so he teaches like, this is, you know, your soul. But he's not intense, but the stuff is, you know. Yeah, I would do that, definitely. Oh, a mountain retreat too, Blue Flame? Yeah, we're going to Mount Shasta. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be awesome. Oh. Okay. All right, you guys. So that's all I have for you guys. So if you guys are interested in the newest one that's coming up in September, hit me up on my email. Yeah. And again, this wand is still available for anybody who wants to purchase it. It's a Raguel. And it's definitely connected to, I would say, it brings you luck in everything. Like if you're struggling financially, it'll bring you luck in that too. Oh, nice. Yeah. So there is the desert retreat that my mentor actually conducts in Mexico is right next to a mountain too. It's in the desert, and there's a big mountain that they go hiking up as well. So it's very if you're not into hiking, I wouldn't recommend it. But yeah, so it's definitely, yeah, you definitely are gonna exercise. You're definitely gonna exercise. He's a Virgo, by the way, so yes, physical. Let's get physical. You know, he does yoga, and he makes you dance as well. No, you don't. You're not made to dance, but he recommends. You know, like, let's move our bodies. You know. All right, you guys. So thank you guys for being here, and thank you so much for the money. I appreciate it. I love you guys, and I'll see you guys on Thursday on the Mystical Illuminations YouTube channel. Okay, love you guys. Bye bye.